broadcasting. So broadcasting in the as we know, so in farming, so one method of spreading seeds using a wide toss of the hand in a broadsheet is called a broadcast. That way, in the if we talk about the media field, so broadcasting, I mean, it is just leaving the print media. Right now, it's a broadcasting the radio, television, as well as internet. Is just give the comes just falls under the broadcasting. So the definition, so how it's according to the Merriam-Webster, the dictionary, the definition of broadcast journalism. Journalism is in the field of radio and television broadcasting rather than a print media. So basically focusing on the radio and television. So this way that means we call them as the broadcasting. So what is broadcasting journalism? So it's a type of news reporting presented to the public electronically or by radio instead of being published in newspaper. Media and broadcast journalism includes television, radio, film, and the internet. So how it will just cover the kind of journalism, broadcast journalism that will fall. What kind of area it will likely to just cover. So electronically by radio instead of being published in newspaper. So media and broadcast journalism includes television, radio, film, and the latest internet. Next, radio and television broadcasts are designed to just get the news out to a wide variety of people in a language that is much less formal than traditional print media. So why it's just designed to get the news. So designed to get news that a particular format will follow. So that just why just delivering, just reaching to the wide spread of the population. So keeping in the mind of the audience, keeping in the mind of what type of people are there whom are just intended to just making the message. That way, just will try to develop the content. So according to the understanding that whom were just were intended, whom were just sending the message. So you just already just go through the just gone through the theories of the sender, the message, how it will transmit, the channel, the receiver, and the feedback, the kind of the SMSR model that you have already just gone through. So next, in this one, broadcast articles can be written as packages, readers, voice words, so sound on tapes. So it will be called SOT, sound on tapes. A SAC is an edited set of video clips for a new story. Is a common on television. So it's broadcast articles can be written. See, you are going through this, if you see him on television, so you will see the bomb blasting and breaking templates, and this anchor will just come, there is one breaking template will flash, and then we'll just go on reading the kind of thing. So one new elements added to this articles type of an anchor drive. So anchor drive is a kind of continuous focus on a particular issue that's contemporary, that is relevant, that is burning issues will go on. Suppose if it's happen anything, plane crash, any kind of incidents, accidents occurred. So it's related to the big dignitary, big reputed person. So if anything happens, so it will just go on continuously for 1 hour, 2 hours. It will continue focusing on the anchor drive kind of thing. So it will just focusing on the particular matter on the particular time, that particular time only. So packages will be just consist of them in the combination. It's in package. It will be in the voice. We have the voiceovers. It will use them in animation. It will use them in text. It will use the visuals. So it's all together. It's called as a package. So in this one, just you can have the voice, visuals, animation to explain what it's happened. Suppose any incidents, any accident or anything happened, how it happened, just you visualize. So you visualize the thing. So suppose one accident happens somewhere, so you think them, so this is the way how it's happened. You get the input from your reporter that this is the way how it's happened. So assume on assumptions. So on assumptions and visualization, you will tell to them, just the person who is get the information at the news desk. So you will just visualize and just instruct them in visual animation maker, so animation developer, so that you can just design the particular way how it's occurred. That way you can just add the animation to that your package. It will add and just give them how it will happen. So as well as you are just giving the information through visuals also. So what is the intensity of the incidents when where it happens. So through your visuals will give the thing. So voiceovers means the kind of the voiceover artist, the person who just narrate the story. So we have background, giving the background voice, so to our visuals, so just narrating the incidents how it's happened. So sound on tape, so it will be just on radio, so sound on tape, it will be recorded on the tape. So now right now it's all digitalized, so everything is been we had just get recorded on the system, just pass on, just been broadcast this thing. So this is how it will happen in broadcast. So how it will be, articles are written in the form of different in the different formats of packages and readers and voice overs and sound tapes. So moving on to next one. Yeah, it's typically narrated by a reporter. It's a story with audio, video graphics, video effects. The news anchor and the presenter usually reads a lead in introduction before the package is aired. So many may include the story with additional information called a tag. So a reader is an article, a read without accompanying a video or sound. So readers is go on reading these things. This is how it's been just explain you how the package will be presented on air. So the reader is an article to read without accompanying any video sound effects. So that's how it will call. So broadcast journalists should understand the strength and limitations of the medium, whether it is a television or radio. Important feature of the broadcast media is that they reach a larger audience, help to create awareness and share information on a larger scale. Also, the visual aspects, television attracts a lot of people when compared to the print media. So print media is only limited to the kind of wait. So you need to just wait for the, suppose one incident happened today, so you have to wait, I mean, for that update. So now we have in this digital platform. So if every newspaper also having the every they're on available on the digital platform as well. They are also just updating the instance when as it is occurred on websites. So when if you need to just get into go through the detailed story, you have to wait for the next day to just get into what happened to the in print media. So in electronic media, in broadcast media, so instantly what happened, it will be narrated. It will be just give the visual scope that I mean explain and narrate the story. So with the support of the visual, so that you can just catch hold and just able to get the attraction of the viewers. That way you will just try to have them in wider scope, wider kind of reach, as well as you will reach the larger number of people with your there is scope that will just accompany your voice with your visuals. That is, I mean, there. So you are explaining about any particular event, particular instance that happened. So just will what is my sorry. Yes. Yeah, so wide reach. So television has wide reach and high credibility. So it's a supreme medium of mass communication, which has turned world into a global village. It has turned our society into an information society. It has widened the material horizon of a man by disseminating knowledge and make audience feel as a citizen of world. So its credibility lies in the fact that seeing is believing. So the kind of a seeing is believing means what we are seeing, what is presented on the screen. So that way it will just be you can view so what instance happened, how it's happened. So the on a visual format. So this is the main way. So you will this medium they try to establish credibility by presenting the visuals. So next, moving on to the television medium. Medium is a close-up. So because of a small screen, it is ideal for close-up of human faces, expressions, reactions, and interactions between people for presenting an interview and discussion. So it will be kind of a close-up. So it will also just focus. It will also give you the kind of way that will be elevate, just it will present the human faces expression. What kind of expression? Suppose in an interview, suppose when emotional scenes, emotional kind of incidents happening, so the kind of grief, the kind of intensity, the kind of events that we here just give them in scope to just give them in kind of expressions what is happening, how it's happened, so why the people are there, so what are the reaction, how they are emotionally attached to particular events, the kind of a reaction interaction it will people, so it will be instantly, it will be air as it is. So for presenting interviews, suppose we are taking the interviews as well, so just we'll just get to know. So suppose we are taking the interviews of celebrities, we are taking the politicians, or maybe sports star, or maybe yes, somebody has posted some message. Yes, just we need to just go slowly. Okay, no problem. So a little bit fast. Okay. Yeah. So we are just discussing about them and how the interactions. happen on televisions, how the presentation, so how the content, the interviews, the celebrity, maybe celebrities interviews, it may be sports persons, or maybe corporate persons, or maybe inspirational or motivated persons. So through that way, we can just give the scope for the expression of the particular person, how he has been highlighting, how he is just expressing, how he is presenting that, how he is discussing his experiences with the anchor, and through anchor this the every that thing will be presented on the screen. So it's television is considered as living room medium. So TV is a medium of family. The TV watching brings the family together. So this right now, so family together. So we are now in the digital format. We have so many over the top apps are available over the top. Activities apps through that we're able to just get the entertainments on our smartphones. So earlier we sit together with the family to watch a serial. So suppose in 90s we see the Ramayana, Mahabharata, or maybe Shaktiman kind of the events. Earlier, we can just have them in a series of social focusing the social elements of the society, like Nukkad, Bunyad, that kind of programs are broadcast on the Doordarshan. So that will be just, then families sit together. Even there is a program Chitra Lahari, or maybe movie on Saturdays, Sundays. So our entire family will sit together to just watch a particular movie on a particular day on Sundays. So that way, it's a kind of a thing. So families was able to just sit together and watch the 90s and early 2000. So now we have so many options are available. So we can just have the smartphone. Internet revolution has given us so much scope, as well as opportunity options. We can just watch any kind of a movie on our app, OTT platform, or maybe through apps, or maybe on YouTube. So there's this kind of information explosion. You can say it's that way we just access to a lot of options are there. So it's been take about the characteristics of the television. So medium is immediacy. So it's a TV, the supreme reporter. It captures the events as they are happening. TV operates in a fixed time units, which makes performers, writers, for the scripts and producer to be disciplined. So whatever happened, whatever every time, suppose this program is going on, if a program you need to just focus if it's going on live. So everything will be scripted, everything will be planned, everything will be timed out, so that can be completed in a stipulated allotted time. So that can be able to just present the what your intended to, what your message was through your particular program, or just explain, explain, as well as just narrate your story. So it also just if we take about the instance what happens, so it will immediacy means it will just instantly. So whatever happened, wherever it happened, it will just through satellite. So it will be able to just give as it is, where, when and where it happens. So if any kind of incident, any kind of ceremonies, any kind of devotional activities, it will give as it is. So where it will happen. So that way it has considered as it has an immediacy kind of thing. So we may take about the radio. So radio speaks to the individual, an intimate medium. So unlike TV, where viewer is observing something coming out of the box over there, so that sight and sound of a radio are created within us, so can have a greater impact and involvement. So kind of so radio basically what it means is we just directly, so through its presentation, through its diction, through its way of expression, way of narration, it will try to just capture, try to get your attention. So here here this kind of the particular person who is answer suppose narrating the particular story and just reading out the news. So it will be kind of a one-to-one communication like that. So it will just present it to this, he's speaking to us only. So the listener who is just listening to them in particular program, particular news. So it will be considered as the particular person is speaking to us. If you take about the FM radios as well, so they are just speaking to. They will be in the manner that will the kind of a script, the kind of a presentation and FM radios that will be just be like the one-to-one communication, so direct to the individual. So it has a kind of that intimacy. So through it, will we have grab our attention, it will able to just have certain impact. So you have to just concentrate what he's saying. So at the same time, the presenter has to just coin the words in an order that will be able to simply understand, simply able to catch what the significance of the particular event is, the particular announcer, or particular RJ is just presenting. That way, you just try to get the thing. So if you go next slide, so yeah, just connect. It's okay. Just I will just you will. Yeah, it's been okay. So it's been screen is big now, right? So if we speak about the radio, so radio speaks to millions, a mass medium. So it is a much cheaper, easily available medium. It costs less to set up a radio station as compared to a TV station. So very term. So broadcasting indicates the wide scattering of the output covering every home, village, town, city, country within the range of transmitter. So it will be kind of in the, so we can have earlier, which is AM and FM radios. So AM radio scope, I mean range, I mean transmission is larger one as AM. FM is frequency modulation is limited to them, and it will be around 10 to 25 kilometers range. So that can fill whatever when they broadcast, it will be in the fall and the ring of the particular circuit. So where particular transmission is set up, from there transmission it will cover the circle ways range of 10 to 25 kilometers only. So that way it will try to just cover up the give up the broadcast programs. So radio can if we talk about the FM, it will be a limited one. So if we talk about the AM, so it will be like a wide range of MS. It can have the persons that will be able to just reach any geographical wise. So next, moving on to here. Yeah, speed of radio and medium of immediacy. So it can report the event almost instantly as they are happening. So it is the medium of the event here and now. So even for TV, it is more difficult to take them in camera immediately to the event as they are happening. But the radio is enormously flexible medium. So is often at its best in the totality immediate live situation. So here, so whatever suppose cricket commentary was popular, even something ceremony, devotional or spiritual ceremony is going on. So the person that they just go on explaining the what is happening at the particular event. So it will kind of present, give them pictures. So the scope here given them scope as well as when the person who is listening to the he visualize what kind of activity is happening, what kind of a narrative, what kind of a event is narrating. So as per his narration, the listener will visualize the events, how it's happening. That way, he will just the commentator or just the person who was narrating the story, what is happening, where it's happening. The way he is narrating is itself just give them a scope that will have the kind of immediacy as we compare to the TV. So where we just need to just a particular person has to go to the reach the spot and just set up the switch on the camera and connect to the satellite from the satellite to the headquarters, from their headquarters to the production control rooms. From there, it will just go on air. That way, it will have the kind of there. So now, there's an upgradation in technology. So we have with 3G, we have right now just experiencing the 5G technology. So through 5G technology, even mobile smartphone can able to just give the kind of presentation. So right now, the technology is given the scope to just enhance our skills as well as present the situation as it is. Here, you not need to just always have to carry them cameras. So you can just packet a smartphone. You will be having the high definition cameras. So that will be you can just present the events. So where it will go once you reach there, it will switch on your camera and just through internet you will just reach to your headquarters. From there, it will be transmitted to the wide range of audience. That way, it will just how it is in more advanced. Right now, this technology is giving the scope. So next, radio is a mobile medium. So radio can accompany and entertain anywhere. So one can have it at home, at a picnic resort, while driving, or any other location. So that kind of mobile medium is a radio is a mobile medium. So you can carry whenever you just go. You can, if you are traveling a car, you will be at a specific picnic spot. So where you will go, just will be easy to carry and just listen to the radio. So radio has no boundaries. So radio signals have no territorial limits. Signal can clear and maintain the barriers and may cross the ocean's deeps. So it will also just have no kind of, there's no specific boundaries and specific. So if we talk about AM, so here FM is limited, so AM is we can have the signals. So next, simple language and reach of illiterate. So especially in developing countries, with this language being simple, live and direct, it can reach literate and semi-literates as well. So here, this literacy level, that's the person how literate, he can through. So when you have news is given when the person is in Corona timing during the Corona time, so those migrated labor, those are just going through migrating from one place to another place. So in order to reach to go back to their homes or the food, they are just traveling. So they're able to just get the information on their phones. So getting the updates of this, what is how the intensity of the particular region, particular way they're just moving towards. So that way information they're able to get the signals and just able to get the information through this way. So that way, so there's no literacy is required. Just only listening, understanding the way that suppose it is presented in the local language, it will be able to understand. So Hindi is national language as well as Hindi local. In Telugu or Tamil. So whatever those particular signals were reached, it will the people can just listen as it is. It's a local language that will just get the what the significance of the event, what is happening through. So there's a literacy is not required in this radio broadcasting. Next, films with just moving on to this films, how it films in medium of mass communication from the early ages. We have been more fascinated to just view the films. So it will be kind of a fiction, the kind of elements, the kind of emotion that will be able to just give you through dramatic presentations. That way, we are more attached, more kind of communication. Earlier, it was considered the mass communication. So through that, people are able to what message you want to just give through the medium, through an enactment of a particular act, to just express the what he intended to sermon. So millions of cinegoers watch the movie in a country. So the same movie may be seen by a very large number of people in several countries. As well. Now, just films are made in using the advanced technologies, released worldwide at a time. So that will has a wide and wide scope, and it has a wide reach as well. So its intensity derives from its power to hold the complete attention of the spectator on whatever bit of reality is being shown. So outside the theater, a person's attention usually dispersed in the endless surrounding reality, except for the sporadic moments of the concentration on what is selected for closer scrutiny. So the kind of a way, so it's just sitting in the theater, just whatever has been shown on the screen, we're just following the screen, just whatever the presentation, what kind of narration, what kind of act, what kind of a scene, what's there. So it will just sitting in the theater, just moving towards your look towards the screen, just enjoying the kind of way. It's the kind of way try to capture your attention itself and just will compelled to just see the movie. So it is in the cinema, one is compelled to look at the something that not the viewer but the filmmaker has selected the for reason that are not always immediately apparent. So the kind of a way, so it will able to just capture, they will to compel you to just look at the scene, how the the director or the filmmaker's point of view. So the intimacy of the film image is related to the camera's ability to see the things in a greater detail than the eyes can. So this ability is demonstrated in the long distance shots through a telephoto lens as well as in close-up shots. So it will just intensity, intimacy, and ubiquity. So how it's been reach. So how it will be able to just reach. So what kind of intensity it has. What is the intimacy. So how it is intruding to the just calling the attention of the viewer, calling the attention of the capturing the attention, just compelling the viewer to see the what scene, what kind of activity is going on, what kind of scenery, what kind of narration is going on. So the kind of way the appearance, the ubiquity means appearance. So it will be kind of something is going on, just continues capturing your attention. That way it will able to just give the impression in how it will be able to intimate, how it is able to establish the intimacy. So impression of ubiquity. So being everywhere at once. So it will everywhere. So everywhere it's really available. So throughout the world. So wherever just release will be able to just being able to go. Able to just watch is achieved in part by camera's apparent freedom to move from one place to place or to approach to withdraw instance. How it will just able to just reach how is able to just presents everywhere with release. The geographical and the temporal authority of the image even permits credibility to be given to sequences representing the past, future, and dreams. So how the dreams, how the past was that. So through a historic way, we have seen them in Jodha Akbar, Padmavat, as well as PS1. So the culture, the kind of way, the history presented. So even on Bharat Ek Khoj, that was written by Nehru. So book Bharat Ek Khoj is kind of way. So how the history, someone there is Chalukya history, the through the he has written a book on the Bharat Ek Khoj. So on based on the book, so there has been a particular program is made by Delhi Doordarshan in 90s. So it was been expecting just presented in a docudrama kind. So docudrama kind of thing. There will be a little bit scenes so inserted in between. So while narrating the history of the particular region, so the region, well, when you are expressing, you're just narrating the history of the particular dynasty or particular region Raja. So how the Raja will behave, how it's interacted. Suppose we'll take about the Chanakya period. So how Chandragupta Maurya period, how is the Chanakya and the Chandragupta interactions there? So how what kind of reforms proposed? So how it's been the there has been interaction between the conversation between the Raja and the Chanakya. So what kind of so there kind of a little bit scenes so enacted the presented in between the narration of the history of the particular dynasty, particular Raja. So that way it will just be presented in a docudrama kind. So next, geographical and temporal authority, that image permits credibility. So through your image, you are able to giving the facts. So where it is located, so how it's located, this condition. So it will be able to establish the true. So here, through just projecting the taking based on the particular book. So you're just making a story. So you're just building a scenes in order, so that it will just narrate the era epic of a particular popular epics, or maybe it may be about particular about the dynasty, particular about the Raja. Next, functions of radio journalism. So dimensions of radio journalism. So we are just overall have them kind of overall view. So how radio, television, or film is, what kind of elements, what kind of characteristics has. We'll just discuss this one. So we are moving on to next module. So radio. So basically, radio was the first medium for broadcast journalism. So many of the first radio stations were cooperative community radio ventures, not making a profit. So later, radio advertising to pay for programs for pioneered in radio. So later still steel and television displaced radio and newspapers as the main news source for most of the public in the industrialized countries. So over the period of time, so we have seen this initially. So radio was found in 1921. So then it will just when we launched in the in India. So in previous class we discussed. We have just given you the chronological way how it's evolved in India. So what is the main intention of the radio? Why it is that much focus? So that way, basically radio was during the World War II also. Even German use this radio to just promote this ideology. So in order to counter the ideology kind of presentation by Germans, Hitler. So even in India, so the British India, so it will try to just give this ideology way of view through radio medium. So even radio has been more popular. So earlier Nehru was just use this as a medium just to reach to address the public. So then right now just we have just Narendra Modi also just identified this medium, popular medium, just will through his Mann Ki Baat try to just speak and just explain what he's intended to, what he's meant plan for the country, how it's moving out. So he also getting the feedback immediately from the peoples as well, that kind of way. So it will able to establish, able to just build the relationship with them or directly audience. There is no mediator. So here we can speak to the directly to the audience. So some of the programming on radio is locally produced and some is broadcast by radio network, for example, or by syndication, the talent. So professional voices talk to them in audiences, including the reading the news. So professional. So here in radio, you need to just have the diction, the pronunciation, the kind of a presentation, every words, how you need to just pronounce. So there is, the presentation. One word, some people may not able to pronounce the particular words. So just you have to replace the particular words. Suppose we are just writing the figure. So reading the, suppose you want to just want to just mention the figure like when 4 lakhs 4 lakh, I mean it may be like 4 lakhs 62,340. So how will you just written on the so suppose when the answer the announcer or the newscaster when just reading out this content, she will just need to identify. So it is in thousands, it will be in lakhs, it will be hundreds. So it will stop at the particular date. So you need to just write in a words so that can she able to the flow should continue, should not stop at any point. So it can just go on smoothly. That way it will just need, I mean, professional kind of voices. Suppose you are making the program, so through your talk show, maybe, I mean, narrating, I mean, building a kind of a program. So there, the kind of a presentation, but creating the character. So depends on the character. You have to just modulate, just adjust your voice according to the characters itself. That way, you will just need professional voices there when a particular program is, I mean, having that kind of a relevance. So people tune in to hear the engaging radio personalities and music for information. So in radio news stories include speech sound bites and the recorded sounds of the event themselves and the anchor and host. So some radio news might run for, I mean, just 4 minutes, but contain 12 to 15 minutes stories. So if you go on news on a website, just if you're not able to just access to the, I mean, radio, so where you just it's, I mean, news on air .gov.in. So you can have to access to them in different news presented in different languages. It will uploaded. Suppose you want to just have a just want to listen today's morning 6 a.m. news or 9 a.m. news. There is available on newsonair.gov.in. So you can just listen to the radios. Suppose you are just on the way, just on the move, so not able to just want to know so what's happening right now. So that way you just can access through, I mean, net, and just go to this website and you can just have the what is happened in 10 to 12 minutes. Next, so dimension of radios itself. I mean, large media conglomerates such as Clear Channel Communications own most of the radio station in the United States. So it was that has resulted in more niche formats and the sharing of resources within the cluster of the stations, de-emphasizing the local news and just information. So it was I'm just presenting the scenario at the United States, how it was there. So how the, over the period of time, how the private people how they entered. So this they thought them it's more lucrative business. So through this medium, they're able to just get the more attention, as well as able to just get the revenue out of this. So that way they started the niche market. They're concentrating on the niche market. That's the way, I mean, FM radio was evolved. Next, I mean, radio pervasive impact on human life is due primarily to its immediacy, flexibility. The radio program consists of recorded music, recording music, news, sports, talk commercials, etc. Radio offers generally undistinguished pair, so it obviously has a broader appeal as well. So there's a more flexibility, immediacy. So whatever happens, whenever happens, so it will just present in the different formats. So it will just able to just broadcast the events, broadcast the event and news. So live commentaries will more popular. So next, I mean, radio transmission are the two types. So amplitude modulations and frequency modulations. So AM transmitters sends their signals high in the air. So while FM consists of a line of a site origin, so origin broadcasting, it will be limited to the range. So it will be 10 to 25 kilometers of the range. So FM radio. So how AM and the FMs is there. So when an event of a tremendous national and global significance occurs, such as the Prime Minister's, it will be Prime Minister Indira Gandhi's assassination, or a great natural disaster, news of a particular person is delivered faster by radio than any other medium. Radio programming flexibility enables news bulletin to go on the air immediately. So whatever happens, so just once reach the, I mean, get the information, the radio station, you just go on just narrating the event, just explaining the thing. So it is lively happening. Somewhere, some whatever happens, it will just immediately will just has a chance and scope to just broadcast this the story and just announce the event. Next, the power of television. So just what is the functional dimensions of television? So the power of television to shape contemporary life is surprising. So what viewers see and hear influence their attitude, their manners, their speech, often with their daily habits. So, likewise, I mean, this advertise even if you go just
sorry
through
to
this
interrupt.
medium, so advertisers
Slide
able to
seem
just
to be frozen.
capture. So they
Sir,
have to register. So what you
Sir.
see, so what you hear,
Sir,
so
Dr.
kind of
Shmi,
influence on you. Suppose you were continuously watch, I mean,
Sir,
movies
the
or
slides
maybe
are not moving.
horror crime news. So it will be kind of, I mean, so it will try to influence, try to just impose certain kind of kind of, I mean, aspects that will able just impact to just influence you, to just make you just more aggressive. So once over the period of time, if you watch, because you'll be exposed to kind of crime activities, crime new crime elements on television channel, you will just be, yeah, somebody has yeah, slide starts moving. Right, just I will do one thing. So I will just scale back to its normal size. Yeah, it's right now it's in a small format. I'm able to just move smoothly, I think.
Yes, sir. Now the slide has moved, sir.
Yes.
I think last few slides stayed in one
So I'm
single slide.
making the screen full, so
Can
that
you hear me, sir?
moving. So it's some way. The power of television to shape contemporary
So will you be sharing
life.
the slide, sir?
I mean, the way the how it will be able to capture our attention. So that way, I mean, so many theories are just built up the impact of television viewing. What kind of it has impact on the teenagers, and maybe so many research has done on the particular the kind of influence it will able to just have on the age wise and kind of gender wise. So there so many studies have developed on this thing. So it has a certain impact, certain kind of an influence. So I mean, one person, I mean, continuously exposed to kind of an environment, so it will become the kind of they will be able to develop the kind of habits. That way, it will try to just influence through his visuals and through his way presentation. So even today, with the lightweight digital cameras and the laptop computers editing, yes, somewhere again some message. Yes, so whoever wants to say, please just write. Okay, can I go ahead? So it's clear and loud.
So you're not able to hear us,
Okay,
sir?
yeah, sure, I will share. So it is there in your material also. So if it is required, I will share this slides as well. No problem, no issue. Right. Yeah, even just we are just discussing about the dimensions. Yes. Just give me 1 minute. Yes, somewhere. So yes, why not listening your voice? Just give me 1 minute. So I will just see so where it has something's happened. Yes, some audio, so I'm not able to just listen to your audio. Just correct. Just 2 minutes. I will rectify this. Yes, 1 minute. Yeah, otherwise just so if it's just stay on, just tune in. Just I will log in and log off and just again log in. Just give me 2 minutes. Yes, sorry for that. Yes, my audio is clear.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Sorry for the delay. So it's got stuck somewhere. So okay. We were just uh, discussing about the dimensions of television journalism. So the power of the television to shape contemporary life is surprising. What viewers see and hear influence their attitude, their manners, their speech, often their daily habits. So what kind of when it will able to create, it will have certain kind of impact on certain individuals and groups, certain genders. So that kind of way it will able to just have the kind of impact, the kind of influence. So even today, so with the lightweight digital cameras, so laptops, computer editing, bringing more opportunity for multi-skilling and individual news gathering. Most television news reports require a large number of people to bring them to the screen. So I mean, how many people are involved? So suppose if this take about, I mean, just we just discuss about how this news just come on air. So how it will mean so many people just put effort to just bring the news on air. So the reporter will just reach to the spot and will just send the images, send the visuals through using the IPS internet protocol. IP address, or maybe it may send through the internet through just optic fiber cable, so that's available in different places. So through it will transmit the visuals and the script through this mode. So once it reach the desk, so desk people will see the contents, we see the visuals, see the text, and they start them in just chopping up and just rewriting. Just suppose is it is there is anything to just think. I mean, there is any legal aspects are there? Any it's there? The kind of presentation need to be just rewrite. So that kind of elements, that kind of aspect, they will just look into that and just refine it and just put it in a order. So it should be in a kind of anchor visual kind of things. So anchor packages, or it may be anchor byte kind of things. So they will just develop in a particular format. So if it is anything instance about particular instance that's happening, you just want to just write it this convey as it is. So they will just only just go for visual anchor visual. So anchor means anchor part. So mean the way the supporting text. So what is mean the visual is mean what about what I mean the visuals I'm explaining about. The text will background, the anchor will just read out, and the uh, online producer just play it, I mean, through using the play out system. So that means over the so three steps are there: the reporter, the desk, and the production staff will just take them. And the last and the when we see the anchor reading the news, so the fourth part. So four steps are involved in this thing. So when we see the particular news item just appear on the screen, so that way it will just a lot of people, I mean, are involved, just present the news item on air. So next, I mean, the impact of television is enormous. The satisfaction of producing a fine television report is unparalleled in journalism. So television news has a two advantages over newspapers: its ability to deliver stories visually from the scene of the action, making viewer so feel as though they are at the scene themselves, and the easy with which, I mean, viewers can receive the news. That way, the reading a story in a newspaper requires more concentration than watching on television. So that way, so it's, I mean, seeing it's believing kind of thing. So whatever it just presented, so it will be having the credibility as well as what we're seeing. That we see that from our home, so where you are sitting, just we are just watching the television, so that we see the visuals where it's carried, so that we just know that particular incident, particular accident, particular spiritual event, or maybe devotional, or maybe ceremony, it may be national importance. I mean, the event national significance, that we'll just see from our home, or maybe where we are just with just logging, just glued to the our channel, or maybe particular channel. So that will seeing the believability. So that will have, I mean, two advantages over the newspaper. So it will just see and just can able to just know the gravity of the particular incidents. So functional dimensions of a film. So what is the functional dimension of a film? Are the instrument of the communications. All filmmakers are basically communication of their ideas, thoughts, vision. They want to tell stories through pictures, not words. So through pictures, so whatever the event, whatever the scene, whatever the emotion, whatever the feelings, through their pictures, through their characters, they try to narrate, they try to project the. Suppose if we take about the bandit queen, the picture, what it laments, what it just explain, what it narrates, the atrocities committed on the particular section to suppress the voice of the particular region. So that way she became the bandit queen as well we have. So particular movie, it's conveyed the feelings, the emotions attached to the particular gender, particular region. So how she became the bandit queen, what are the factors, what are the elements that motivated, that propelled her to just choose just the aggressive step to just get into the Naxalites, to become popular Naxalite in the particular Bihar region. So that way, the projection of the scenes through actions, it will able to highlight the scenes of the what happens, how it will happen, the way the presentation. So even so, the creativity. So suppose we talk about the triple R also, as well as the story is basically simple to just bring back the child. So that is the story. That is the basic idea. So based on the idea, the entire story, entire characters, entire scenes, entire the projection. So it's been developed in a way. So it should have 2.5 hours length picture, so that can this characters, the movement, the interaction, the dialogue, the emotions, the feelings, the kind of songs, the kind of activities, that everything will just visualize and just projected. The simple idea is the tribe, particular just girl child was taken away by Britishers. So in order to just bring back her, so the entire story was built up. So there is emotions kind of, that patriotism one side, the other side is the tribes persons that will just go and just bring back. So these are the all elements that just frame the story. That way they will try to project their thoughts, their ideas in the picture format, in the scenery way. So the creativity convert their ideas, feelings into moving images, so that the whole world can see what they have in their minds. Through these pictures, they communicate to the masses. So if we talk about the Sanjay Leela Bansali's movies, so how is the projection, how the gravish, the kind of sets, the kind of costume, the kind of a presentation, the kind of a choreography. So there you can just see how he set aside from others the in presentation of the movies. So he had just made Devdas, as well as Bajirao Mastani, Padmavat, and so many. So few movies I just recalled. So other if we take up the famous this is way how they are presented. So the way each director has his own way, his own ideas of presenting, the projecting the idea, feelings, emotions, that we able to just get the attention, that we able to just glorify the event, glorify the scene. So that way they will try to just project. It's basically the science of sharing the ideas, views, thoughts, and expression through some medium. The basic tool of communication is a language, but communication can also be performed through pictures, gestures, and artifacts. The kind of gestures. So earlier we had just in the evolution, human evolution, we have seen that how they are communicated the later generation. So through on writing through in the form of artifacts, through them in the caricatures, through small pictures, they want to just convey the message. So the kind of way, even if we talk about the Vedas, so how them in the Vedas, the scriptures are written. So on them in the leaf, they are written, they preserved. So they have just passed on to the next generation. The how it's been carried on. So that way, the kind of way, so the communication is just so the way that the text is passed on, based on based on the epics, based on the sex, they visualize they build the characters, they just given the scene, they given the locations, they have to shoot on this other way. They film has that kind of attraction, the kind of considered as a mass media. So functional dimension of films generation. Cinema is one of the strongest medium of communication. It can communicate from poor to rich, illiterate to literate to illiterate, urban to rural, kids to adult. The process of communication, in nutshell, is who says what in which channel to whom with what effects. Simple things. As you have seen, just we have studied in the first paper on the basic the interaction through communication theories. So that the way, so whom that means who says what in which channel, to whom with what effects. That is the model that will be applied here also in film dimensions, how it will be just right to popularize, how to how these movies are and pictures are projected through their ideas, that the kind of way they presented in through their scenes. So next, online journalism, so digital platforms. So online can be discussed here two ways. The inroads it has made it to newsrooms on the desk of journalists working for all media types in terms of computer assisted reporting, and how it has created its own professional type of news work. So online journalism. So using the internet as a reporting tool for traditional media, all media except the internet can be typified as the use and availability of searchable archives, databases, news sources on the internet by journalists. So even suppose online journalism. Suppose if we suppose so many people are right now just following the Twitter. So the Twitter became as a platform for them. Most of the journalists, they will just follow the celebrities, they follow the politicians, they follow the person, the opinion leaders. So the way they project, the way they just tweet on the Twitter, so that will become news for the public. So the way the kind of expression, suppose one issues, suppose how they just express their opinion. Sometimes it will become controversial. So if it's become controversial, it will be news for them in public. So that way, journalists also been able to get news sources through this way. And also one more thing is internet has given the scope for television, as well as the way they will able to just get the database itself. So enormous. Earlier, suppose we need to just go to the visit to the government offices to get the information about the schemes, what are the schemes, how they will be helpful benefits. So nowadays, everything is uploaded, everything is put on online, so that can even journalists can be able to get access to the government website, so they can just go through that and they will just present in a way how it will benefit the larger public. So that way it will be able to the online journalism, the digital journalism, how it's available for the journalists, how it's been benefit for the journalists as well, and the people how this able to just get used to this kind of platforms. So function dimensions of online and digital journalism. Yes, online journalism can be functionally differentiated from the other kinds of journalism by using its technological components as a determining factor in terms of the operation definitions. So online journalist has to just make decisions on which formats best tell a certain story, multimodality. So has to allow room for options for the public to respond, interact, and even customize certain stories. Interactivity must consider the ways to connect the story to the other stories, archives, resources, and so on through hyperlinks. So suppose if it's particular way. So right now, so what happened? The media. So digital platforms evolve. So it's getting them an importance, significance right way. So even just if you want to just write, so there is on Samsung Xiaomi mobiles. If you want to access, so when just open the when you unlock the screen, so initial screen just it will get them in small picture below. Just two lines has written. It will be about them in political. It may be the contemporary issues are maybe happening. So they will just if you click on the line, it will direct you to the take you to the main content of the main content of to direct to the main website where the content is been just published. So that way, the multi-platforms are there. The simple form just into in shorts are there. So they will just give the news inputs in 3 to 4 lines, so that can be people just can easily understand what it means, what the event is all about. So what is importance or significance of the today's importance. That way, it will just other it will be we have this way, so it will be presented in a visual manner as well. We can present in a textual manner on websites and through using the unlock screens. So there's ways that will you will able to try to just build your text, write your content for which format, which in mode you want to just evolve, just write a story contents. That is a content content writing for them in online digital media. That is important. What kind of a content you have to write. So even suppose you just need a content, develop a content. So in a story, suppose you are just highlighting in the kind of a pollution or maybe environmental issue or maybe sports issue. see that which is the most popular word on search engines. So if you just keep the particular words repeating 6 to 10 times on a different at different stages in your story, so that it will suppose somebody will search for the particular term, so the search engines will find that a lot of the same word repeated in your content, so that way it will try direct you to the your content, your story. So that way, the way they will just try to use these terms, the way how you are just presenting, how just able to generate traffic to your contents online, so online websites. So that way it's more popular. So next, move on to next slide. Functional dimension of online digital media. So most widespread of news media production online is the mainstream news sites, generally offering a section of editorial content to be scheduled from a linked parent medium or produced originally for the web, or a minimum or often moderated form of participatory communications. So right now, every channel, if it has, even holiday radio is also available on the website and online, so you can access to their content and news bulletins as well, and programs in the manner of spotlights, in the manner of programs and talk shows and discussions. They are available on the news on a website, as well as suppose this particular channel is having its own separate website. So they whatever broadcast on television, they will just make it simple in a 1 minute or 2 minutes visual content. They will just upload on YouTube. So those who are missed live broadcasting, they will just can later on just access to this kind of material visuals on YouTube, or if it's there is a website also there simultaneously. So channel also just having developing the content for the television, YouTube format, and this website. So that it takes more visual mode is there. So visual mode also there's been 1 minute. Just tell the entire stories in 1 minute kind of there. So that can able to those who are not able to just concentrate. Just able to give space for not able to spare time. So for them, that will in 1 minute they're able to just grab the what it was main intention of the particular text. That way they will try to just give the impression, give the significance of the particular news. So in second type of online journalism is much less lucrative within the mainstream media organizations, but is often attributed to certain search engines. So Alt Vista or Yahoo, marketing research firms like moreover, and other agencies, news index, and sometimes even enterprising individuals like some paper. But so these are the kind of a search engines. So online is much located less than a mainstream. So that you will able to using this. Search engines, so you can just know so which is the content is right and how much it's available on online. Next, here online journalists offer deep links to the existing news sites wherever elsewhere on the World Wide Web. So which links are sometimes categorized, even annotated by the editorial terms. Such sites generally do not offer much editorial content of their own, but do at times offer areas of chart for exchanging news and tips, links by general public, or for instance, maintaining some kind of bulletin boards system. So bulletin board system, suppose you just write a content, you need to interact, get the opinion. So suppose on Twitter also in 3 to 4 lines, it will just post on which says the person will view and just see and retweet. So that kind of way you're able to just get the instant feedback. This you can just maintain this kind of bulletin board system as well. So that kind of way, even if you not just go through it, they will give the links. So where the written the particular content is written in detail, so it can go through the entire events, the entire content there. Next, so we just move on to next radio. So how can we just focus as a medium? So medium is we have just given the brief idea how it will just working. So now this transition made a radio portable, handy, and cheaper, and more accessible to common man in both rural as well as urban sectors of the population. So it's more access how just is made available, so it can just more people can access to it. It is the perfect medium for dissemination of information and initiating the discussion, awareness about any social campaign in the interest of the people. The positive climate for growth and development can be brought about through the use of radio. So because its reach is widespread, scope, so that can able to just whatever campaign, whatever social events that you want to just eradicate from the society, you can able to just use this medium, so that can use them that can reach vast rural areas, so it can whatever change you want to just bring about in the thinking of the people, so to just eradicate the social evil of society. That way you will just choose this medium as a to just popularize your campaign, just promote your idea. So significance and characteristics and scope for this radio. The radio has approved its work during the Uttarakhand floods, where locals came to know the large number of people trapped en route to the Kedarnath through the all India radio news. So during the other calamities like super cyclone in Orissa in 1999, during the tsunami 2004, even recently in AP Hudud Tufan happened. So that time also this radio played crucial role in disaster management whenever the communication fails. So there here when calamities, when disaster occurs, you need not just will not have access to the electricity power. So electricity. So the transistor just runs on the battery. So if battery is there, you just tune into the just tune into the radio, and just radio broadcast also just disseminate the message to the wider public, so that to just give the information to evacuate or just vacate particular place, move to the rescue shelters where they are shelters are arranged, so where they are to need, where they need to just get food and other basic facilities are provided during the calamities. That way they will be able to just give the information how it's been just more popular during this calamities. So, while the print media is confined only to the literate sections, the electronic media, particularly the radio, has been able to break the literacy barrier and reach out to many rural pockets that not affluent. So, it will be kind of simple, kind of less cost, easy to access. In natural calamities, so cyclones, disasters, just communication are broken down to radio is extremely useful for issuing the warnings, providing relief, preventing further damage through distance updates. That way, also this radio is uh, more relevant in the particular during this calamities and national disasters. Radio makes pictures. How it will make pictures. So most of you still remembering your grandmother's stories, which are told during the childhood. So whatever we hear, we make pictures of those words. That is the first character of a radio. That's the thing. That's the major thing. So nowadays, the visualization is not. The scope of visualizing the particular scene, particular even particular idea not possible right now. Just we have exposed to so much information, so much access to so much information. So the way the childhood, the children during the children, they have to just visualize the kind of a view. If they visualize, they are able to just build, they are able to connect, they will able to establish, they will able to just memorize the way. So that is, earlier it was there. So now we have so much information revolution is there. So that the main intention here is, the radio is to just which are told, whatever we hear, we make pictures of those words, and that is the first character of the radio. As we hear them in commentary, you could visualize and see in your mind what was being described. You could actively see the pictures in your mind of the animals or the people described in your grandmother stories, how the narration was done during childhood. The grandmothers, how they would choose to narrate the stories. So next, peak in reaching the audience. So characteristics of this talk about the characteristics. Second characteristics, is reaching audience. Radio is the fastest medium. It's instant. As things happens in studio outside, the message can be sent or broadcast. This message can be picked up by anyone who has a radio set or receiver which is tuned into a radio station. You are tuned to a particular station. So it's whatever happens, you'll be able to just get immediate in the you just pass on disseminate the information. It's simple to use compared to all other mediums. Radio is simple to use. Radio needs very simple technology and equipment, very much comfortable for the user to use this technical device. So it's also less cost. So as it's simple, so it's cost less. So you can just brought up a radio. So that's cost. There is now we have the smartphones. So it's smartphones. Every phone's having radio element in the inbuilt. So next one, radio does not need electric power. So this is how this is during calamities is more powerful. Radio is a receiver is portable. So don't you move. Radio set at the home. So from the living room to the kitchen. So as you go out somewhere, you can't do that. Easily with television. The space. So you can just portable wherever you go. Just will carry this. uh, uh, transistor or maybe radio. So one does not have to be literate to listen to the radio. So unless you are literate, you can't read a newspaper or read caption or text on the televisions. But for listening to radio, you need to not be literate to at all. You can listen to programs in any language. So, next, radio. What is the radio broadcasting policy? Many countries is deliberated on the issue of autonomy to broadcast media impacting the broadcasting policy of the India radio. The government of India appointed the S. Chanda committee with Ashok S.K. Chanda as the chairman in 1964 to look into the ownership and control of the pattern of the broadcasting, how it's been can be put used to various development activities can be used, so how it will be utilized to the betterment of humanity, the betterment and the development of the people. So the committee which submitted this report in 1996 stated that it was not possible in Indian context for creative medium like broadcasting to flourish under the regime of a departmental rules and regulation. It recommended an institutional change which included setting up of two autonomous corporations for radio and television. So that way, this under Prasar Bharati is now we are seeing that under Prasar Bharati is radio and television was working as a independent organs. So this was done in April 1st, 1976, when television was separated from All India Radio and constituted a new body called Doordarshan. The committee also recommended the establishment of an audience researching manufacture of a low-cost radios and launching the commercial services. So that way, 96 it will separate from the radio, television separated from the television. So it started supplying the low-cost radio sets as well in 1976. The Varghese Committee was set up by the Janata Party government in 1977 under the chairmanship of senior journalist B.G. Varghese, which called for the establishment of a national broadcasting trust called Akash Bharati as an autonomous independent public service. So that was given. Varghese Committee has given to suggestion to establish national broadcasting trust called Akash Bharati, so that it can work independently. So in September 1997, Prasar Bharati Broadcast Corporation was established an autonomous body with a chairman and 9 members to give effect to the Prasar Bharati Act 1990. So this is the way. So 1990, just how the Prasar Bharati Act came into in 1997. So it's Prasar Bharati and Prasar Bharati. These two organs, two wings, independently working. So All India Radio as well as Doordarshan. So All India Radio, so broadcasting policy. The current broadcasting policy is based on the AIR, All India Radio Code of 1970. The broadcasts do not permit criticism of friendly countries, attack on religion, communities, anything obscene and defamatory, anything that incites violence, anything amounting to contempt of court, aspirations, against the integrity of the president, governors, and the judiciary, and a political party by name, hostile criticism of any state and the center, anything showing disrespect to the constitution or advocating change in the constitution by violence. So this is the code of policy, broadcasting policy that evolved. The code and restrictions on the broadcast are based on the class 2 article of the class 2 of the Article 19 of the Constitution. This is how broadcast policy was incorporated, just inserted in this, incorporating the Constitution. So, how the impact of the radio? So, just a little bit, just wind up this thing. So, impact of here, we'll just close on. Next class, we'll just we have this radio, the characteristics, and then films, then online media. So, this next class, this will just focus on this thing. Yeah, so radio reaches the illiterate people in the rural areas who cannot read and afford a television, since it's complements other radios, so can be used by advertisers for a brand recall. In a country where a majority of the people are still illiterate, radio remains as an important source of information, education, and motivation and entertainment. This is the way how this the kind of influence it able to generate, able to have on the individuals that will be utilized for the larger campaigns, that will be Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao campaign. There's some social issues, just appeal and a dowry system, as well as to empowerment of the women and nutrition, so related to health, education, health. So even in farming, so also they are also just able to just give the whatever the new technology, whatever the new farming techniques are available are there. So that can apart from that, they're also giving the entertainment as well. So just using the through their talk shows, through the discussion, through the music programs, they're able to just entertain the public as well. So the impact of radio can be understood from the feedback reports of the audience research unit of the All India Radio and other surveys. So from time to time, they just carry out surveys, how they are able to reach, how they are able to just influence the people. So they are from time to time, they will carry surveys, they will get the feedbacks. So All India has a network of 38 audience research units across the country, which started with a humble beginning in 1946. 1946 started to just get to know what kind of a people would like to just listen on radio. So how the particular program is reach is, how they are receiving. So in 1946, a listeners research wing. So in 1946, it started a research listeners research wing. So it is ears and eyes of the organization as it is able to gauge the potential audience and market for their media content. So that way able to just focus, just have the impact. Next, FM private FM took off only after the monopoly of all India radio came into an end in 1999 when the industry was opened up to private commercial FM radio. In the 201, so 109 radio licenses for 40 cities were made available, but only 21 stations became operational because of the exorbitant license fee and other preconditions are there. So how the FM radio just moved and established this thing. So tomorrow, just next class, this will talk about the different formats, radio formats, how they will just be developed, how this will use, what kind of inputs are required, and the how the production, radio production will happen. So we'll discuss. This will have the this will have next session. We'll discuss a lot in next sessions. So right now, do you have just anything to just say? Yes. Okay. Just close the session. So maybe you just log into the other session. Just log in other sessions. Thank you.